I think it's actually quite hard to identify any because you've got a real diversity of papers coming through. You know, we had everything from the winning Grand Prix big UK retailer through to, you know, a tailor shop in Paraguay. So it's pretty hard to identify trends across that.
Even if there are some cases that were less complete, even if there were some cases where smaller effect or a little bit smaller effect, massively creative work works massively, and this is probably the most important trend. We need still to educate our marketing directors or clients everywhere around the table about the fact that we are not making creation just because we love creation. We do love creation, but creation works.
I didn't see that much of a trend anyway, really, apart from one that was, I think everybody knows about, but it's getting increasingly annoying, which is social media engagement metrics. You know, saying that you got a gazillion, billion impressions. You know, I spotted that phrase about it's the most Shazamable ad. Well, it's just nonsense. And I understand you do have to make the case that it's been a very engaging piece of creative, but that doesn't cut the mustard on its own. You have to go further to revenue, profit and sales, and how did it contribute to the bottom line.
Out of the 108, 109 cases, I would say that about 80 of them were very efficient, but they were not effective. Right? We're judging for creative effectiveness, not for creative efficiency per se. What I mean by that is they share a lot of media metrics in terms of how many people talked about it or shared it or engaged with it, and how much press coverage that was. That's fantastic. However, right, that lowers the cost of reaching more people, right? So instead of spending $100 to reach 1 million people, you spend $100 to reach 10 million people. That saves, you know, from a company CEO, CFO's perspective, that saves the costs of media. That's not effectiveness.
If you like, there's an anti-trend I spotted, which is I think I was surprised by how little really great digitally led data and analysis of effect there was. I was thinking by now in the game we would be seeing quite a lot of that, but there's still very little of it, so that surprised me actually.
You know, I think that there was still a good amount of film that was entered, and film is still doing the job, but it was really nice to be able to recognize some other cases that we're using new media.
You're starting to see what I believe is going to be more and more the future in our industry, which is data informing the creative, data informing what you're doing, not just an insight or an inspiring idea. It's also data dictating or informing that creative. So there were a few cases that was evident, and I think we're going to be seeing more and more of those.